What if working harder is the wrong answer? What if the system was never designed to reward effort alone? Every day, millions of people trade time for money. They wake up early, fight traffic, follow orders, and hope that someday they'll have enough. Enough to relax, enough to breathe, enough to finally live. But enough keeps moving further away. Prices go up, expenses rise, the goalpost shifts, and the finish line disappears. This isn't failure. This is the trap. A trap built on wage dependency, where your income stops the moment you do. But there's another path, a quieter one, less talked about, more powerful. It's not about quitting your job overnight. It's about escaping the cycle, buying back your time, building something once that pays you forever. This path, it's not for the lucky, it's for the strategic. It's for those who learn to use leverage, cash flow, and assets. It's for people who realize they are not just workers, they are potential owners. You don't need a lottery win, you don't need rich parents, you need a plan and the will to follow it. That's what we do here on The Passive Path. We show you how to break the rules without breaking the law, how to build wealth quietly, intelligently, and without begging for permission. The game isn't fair, but you can still win. It starts with knowing what freedom really costs. Let's break it down. How much do you need, really, to buy your freedom? Not the yacht life, not the mansion dream, just basic freedom. Freedom to stop saying yes when you mean no. Freedom to walk away from bad jobs, bad bosses, bad deals. Freedom to rest. If your monthly expenses are $20,000, then your yearly need is $240,000. Now imagine earning that passively, not from a job, not from hustle, from assets, from systems, from money that works harder than you do. If your investments earn 10% a year, you would need $2.4 million in productive assets. $2.4 million quietly earning while you sleep. No drama, no clocking in. That number is your freedom number. That's the price tag on your peace. Once you know it, you can aim for it. Without a target, you drift. With a target, you build. But here's the twist. Most people don't even try. They think it's impossible, because no one ever showed them how leverage works, how credit works, how business works. So they stay stuck, not because they're lazy, but because they don't know the rules of the game. That ends today. Let's talk about the one thing wealthy people use that most people fear: leverage. Leverage is how the rich get richer without working harder. It's the ability to do more with less, to control more assets with less effort, to earn more without always spending more time. Leverage is not a trick, it's a tool, and it comes in many forms. There's money leverage, using other people's capital to fund your goals. There's time leverage, hiring help or using systems so you're not the only one working. There's knowledge leverage, using what you know once and getting paid over and over. And there's network leverage, turning relationships into results. Most people only know one type, debt, but debt is just one kind of leverage. It's powerful when used well, and dangerous when used wrong. Here's a simple example. You buy a property for $500,000. You put down $100,000. You borrow the rest. That's leverage. You now control a $500,000 asset with a smaller amount of your own money. If the property rises to $700,000, your gain isn't 40%, it's 200% on your cash. This is how real estate builds wealth, not just from rent, but from magnifying your gains with borrowed money. But you don't need property to use leverage. Let's talk about a car wash. A friend started one that looked like any other, but it made 10 times the profit of its competitors. Not because of better soap, because of better leverage. Instead of charging for washes, he offered them free, but only to people who prepaid for a yearly membership. The cost? $100 up front. That gave them unlimited free washes for the year. Thousands joined, and now he had access to hundreds of thousands in upfront capital. He used that capital to start a lending business. Small loans to vetted customers. High return, low overhead. He also partnered with insurance companies, recommending policies to customers in exchange for commission. The car wash was never the business. It was the bait. The real profit came from what followed. That's leverage. Turning a service into a system, using one customer touchpoint to create multiple income streams. He didn't need millions to start, he just needed a smart model. He used time, money, and trust without wasting any, and he's not alone. This happens in every industry. Smart people build structures that pay them repeatedly. While most people chase one paycheck at a time, the system rewards those who think in layers, who ask not, how much can I earn, but how many ways can I earn from this one move? This mindset is the difference between staying stuck and moving fast. Now let's zoom out. What is finance really? It's not just numbers. It's not just money. It's trust. It's movement. It's value creation. Finance is using today's resources to create tomorrow's freedom. And the fastest path to that freedom is cash flow. Let's go there next. Flow is freedom. It's the money that shows up whether you work or not. It's the stream that keeps you afloat when everything else stops. Most people chase big numbers. They want $1 million in the bank. But $1 million sitting still doesn't feed you. Cash flow does. The question is simple. How much money hits your account every month without you lifting a finger? If that number is higher than your expenses, you're free. Not rich. Free. You don't need 20 businesses. You need consistent income that doesn't require constant effort. That's why the most important move isn't saving money. It's building income streams. Start small. Sell a product. License your knowledge. Rent out something you own. Share your skills online. Anything that sends money your way while you sleep counts as cash flow. Think about Netflix. You pay every month, whether you watch or not. Now imagine your business works the same way. Recurring revenue. Predictable income. That's the goal, not a one-time sale, but a system that pays again and again. You don't need to invent something new. You can partner with someone, distribute something, or improve an existing process. What matters is that it runs without you, that it scales past your time. Even if it starts with $100 a month, it's still a start. Then 100 becomes 500, then 1,000, and suddenly you're replacing your job. This is how financial freedom works in real life. One cash flow stream at a time. Each stream buys back time. Each stream lowers risk. Each stream makes you less dependent. And this is exactly what we focus on here at The Passive Path. Not hype, not overnight success, just real systems that print income over time. But here's what most people forget. Cash flow needs structure. And the best structure starts with other people's money. That brings us to the real game changer. Credit. Do you like this personality? Credit is invisible money. It's not cash in your pocket. It's confidence in your name, and it can open more doors than a full bank account ever will. Credit means trust. When people trust you, they lend you money, time, or opportunity. When banks trust you, they fund your business before you earn a dollar. When customers trust you, they pay in advance. That's credit. It's the fuel behind every serious financial move. It's how billion-dollar businesses grow without spending their own cash. It's how people scale fast with borrowed resources. Think of it this way. You can either save for 10 years to buy a building, or you can borrow, buy it now, rent it out, and pay off the loan with someone else's money. That's the power of credit. Now here's the truth. Most people miss. You don't need perfect credit to use credit. You need credibility. Credibility is your reputation. It's your track record. It's the value people believe you can deliver. If people know you're reliable, you'll never run out of support. You'll always find someone willing to back you. This happens in business all the time. A store pre-sells a product. A creator launches a course before building it. A founder raises capital based on an idea. That's all credit, trust in motion. Even when someone loses everything, they can come back if they keep their name clean. There are stories of entrepreneurs going broke, but because they treated people fairly, others kept lending to them. They rebuilt faster than ever. That's what you want, to build financial systems on reputation, not just capital, because capital can disappear. But trust stays with you, and trust rebuilds everything. Here's a question. If you lost every dollar today, who would still bet on you? If the answer is no one, you don't have credit, you just have cash. Cash is useful. Credit is powerful. Start building trust with people. Deliver on your promises. Create wins for others. Keep your word. That's how you become bankable before you ever walk into a bank. And once you have trust and leverage, the next move is speed. Speed comes from circulation, from movement, from keeping value in motion. Let's dive into that next. Money that moves creates more money. This is circulation. It's not about how much you have. It's about how fast you move what you have. A dollar sitting in a drawer does nothing. A dollar spent on something productive creates value. Circulation turns stagnant capital into active opportunity. Think of a piece of land. Leave it empty and it earns nothing. Farm it and it yields crops. Build on it and it becomes more valuable. Turn it into a shopping center and now it generates income daily. Same land, different use, different circulation. Circulation multiplies value. It speeds up income. It scales impact. Every business that wins moves capital faster than the competition. They take money, turn it into product, sell the product, reinvest the profit, and they repeat. Fast. This is why velocity matters. The faster you can turn money into more money, the faster you build wealth. It's not about effort, it's about momentum. Now apply this to yourself. You have time, you have skills, you have knowledge. How are you circulating them? If you work a job, you're trading hours for dollars once. But if you create something once and share it forever, you circulate your effort. You write an ebook, you sell it every day. You record a course, you sell it for years. That's circulation of knowledge. Now take relationships. If you know someone who needs a service and someone else who offers it, you can connect them. That connection creates value. That's circulation of trust. If you own a business and pre-sell memberships, you're circulating future money into current capital. You take tomorrow's value and make it useful today. And that's exactly what smart entrepreneurs do. They don't just build products, they build systems that move energy. Money, time, trust, knowledge, relationships, all flowing, all active. This is how momentum builds, not by working harder, but by creating loops that feed themselves. And it all starts with recognizing that everything you have can be set in motion. But none of this matters if you don't realize one thing. You are the first and most important asset. That's next. You are the first business you'll ever run. Your time, your skills, your energy, that's your original capital. Most people overlook this. They wait for money before they start. But your ability to create value is your first source of wealth. What do you know that someone else doesn't? What can you do that saves others time? What problem can you solve today? This is how you turn yourself into a cash flow asset, not by becoming someone else, but by refining what you already do well. A teacher can create a course. A mechanic can film tutorials. A dog trainer can offer digital classes. A mom with great organizing skills can coach others online. You don't need a storefront. You need focus. Pick one skill, package it, share it with people who need it. This is the creator economy. It's not a fad. It's a shift from working for attention to owning the attention, and it scales. Because digital products don't need to be shipped. Your ideas can be sold in Canada, Mexico, or across the US while you sleep. This is why the passive path always returns to one core idea. Build once, earn repeatedly. The fastest way to build wealth today is through skills that multiply. Skills that you teach. Skills that solve. Skills that stack. Now, this does not mean quit your job tomorrow, but it does mean you should start building something that belongs to you. Start with one video, one guide, one newsletter, one product, and let that product live online. Let it become a worker that never clocks out. Over time, build a portfolio of assets made from you, knowledge assets, relationship assets, reputation assets. These are more durable than money. They can't be stolen, they grow when shared, and they attract new opportunities. But to get there, you must stop thinking like a worker. Start thinking like a builder, even if you're just starting out, even if you feel behind, because momentum comes from movement, not perfection. And when you start, you'll need one more key ingredient, a system that grows with you, a flywheel. Let's build that next. A flywheel is a system that gets stronger with use. It starts slow, but with each turn, it builds momentum. Eventually, it spins on its own. This is how wealth works, not from one big win, but from small wins that compound. You publish one piece of content, that content attracts one customer. That customer shares it. More people find you. You reinvest the earnings into better tools or reach, and the process repeats. That's a flywheel. Every successful entrepreneur has one. It could be a product funnel, a referral loop, an audience engine, or a content strategy that builds trust at scale. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You need to start spinning it. Here's how. Document what you already know. Turn it into something helpful. Publish it where your audience lives. Collect emails. Offer value. Repeat. Every step becomes easier the more you do it. That's the magic of momentum. You'll get better at speaking, better at writing, better at solving problems. And that improvement boosts results. Soon strangers trust you. Then they buy. Then they refer. That's how you shift from effort to systems, from grind to growth. But it only works if you keep going. The first product won't be perfect. The first sale might take weeks. The first version will be rough. That's normal. The point isn't perfection, it's persistence. Because when your flywheel turns, your effort pays you twice. Once now, and once again, every time it moves without you. This is the foundation of real passive income. Not magic, just motion. And motion always beats planning. Now before we stack more, we need to protect what we're building. Let's talk about risk and how to make sure failure doesn't take you out. Risk is part of every plan, but risk is not the enemy. Blind risk is. People think building wealth is dangerous. The truth is, doing nothing is riskier. Staying in one job, relying on one paycheck, living month to month. That's real danger. Smart builders don't avoid risk, they manage it. They prepare. They create safety nets. Here's how. First, set limits. Never risk money you can't afford to lose. Never bet everything on one idea. Second, build buffers. Have emergency savings. Keep backup income streams. Know your worst-case scenario and plan for it. Third, reduce exposure. If you borrow, do it with terms you can handle. If you partner, do it with clear agreements. If you launch, start small. Fourth, learn fast. The faster you test, the faster you learn. And the faster you adjust. This is how real entrepreneurs stay in the game. They don't always win, but they rarely lose everything. Because they don't gamble. They calculate, and they move. Even if a project fails, they keep going. Because they've built systems that can pivot. They've kept their reputation clean. They've stayed useful to others. That's the mindset of someone who builds for the long run. You don't need to be fearless. You need to be aware, then take action anyway. Because waiting doesn't remove risk. It just delays opportunity. But the next part matters even more. What if you're not good at everything? What if you have weaknesses? You don't need to fix every flaw. You need to build around your strengths. Let's talk about that next. No one wins by fixing every weakness. You win by doubling down on your strengths. You don't need to be a designer, coder, speaker, and accountant. You need to know what you're good at, and then build a team or a system to fill in the gaps. This is how the most successful people operate. They don't try to be everything, they focus on their zone, and they let others shine in theirs. Think of a business like a machine. You don't need to build every part. You need to make sure all the parts work together. If you're good at marketing, find someone who's great at operations. If you're a product builder, work with someone who knows sales. This is not weakness. It's strategy. It's how companies grow. It's how movements scale. It's how missions last. Even solo creators do this. They use automation tools. They hire freelancers. They buy templates. They trade money for time, so they can focus on what only they can do. Your goal isn't to do everything. Your goal is to do the right things. Consistently. Because every hour you spend fixing a weakness is an hour not spent on your strength. And your strength is where your leverage lives. It's where your confidence grows. It's where your results come from. At The Passive Path, we always ask this question. What would happen if you only did what you do best? That's the question that unlocks speed and freedom. Because you can't scale chaos, but you can scale clarity. Once your strengths are clear and your systems are moving, there's only one thing left: relationships. Let's go there now. You're giving feedback on a new version of ChatGPT. Which response do you prefer? Responses may take a moment to load. Response 1. Relationships build wealth faster than money alone. One strong connection can open more doors than years of hard work. People trust people. Deals happen because someone knows your name. Opportunities appear because someone speaks on your behalf. Your network is not about collecting contacts. It's about creating value for others. When you make others win, they remember, and they pull you into bigger rooms. A single introduction can change your entire financial path. Someone introduces you to a partner. That partner brings customers. Those customers bring cash flow. This is how real growth happens. It's not always about what you know. It's about who knows you and why. You don't need a huge network. You need the right few people who trust you. Reach out. Help without asking for anything. Share useful information. Support someone's project. Recommend someone's product. This is how you build relationship equity. And relationship equity is often more powerful than capital. Many businesses survive tough times not because of money, but because of trust. Investors keep funding them. Partners keep working with them. Customers stay loyal. Trust is built over time. But it starts with small actions. Answer messages. Deliver what you promise. Follow through. Stay consistent. You'll be surprised how quickly the right people notice. And once relationships and systems are in place, you have the foundation for wealth, not quick cash. Real wealth that lasts. Now it's time to bring all these ideas together, to turn this knowledge into a clear path forward. Let's close with actionable lessons you can start today. I prefer this response. 2 relationships are the hidden currency of wealth. The right connection can do more for you than years of hard work. 1 introduction can open doors that money can't buy. People with strong networks don't just find opportunities find them because they're always top of mind, because they create value for others before asking for anything. Relationships are not about collecting contacts, they're about building trust, real trust. Help someone without expecting a return, share knowledge freely, connect 2 people who need each other. These small acts compound over time. When you help enough people win, you win too. Think about how businesses grow. A store partners with a local event to get exposure. A creator collaborates with another to share audiences. A founder gets funding because someone vouches for them. None of that happens in isolation. And the best part, your network doesn't cost you anything to build. It costs intention. It costs showing up. Start by being the person who brings people together, the one who knows who to call when something is needed. That's influence. And influence turns into income. Because when you're trusted, deals move faster. Opportunities are offered to you first, and people want to work with you. A strong network acts like leverage. It multiplies your reach. It protects you when things go wrong, and it accelerates growth when things go right. At the Passive Path, we talk about money and systems, but none of it matters if you ignore people. Money flows to trust, and trust flows to those who give value first. So build your relationships with care. Invest in people as much as you invest in skills. Now it's time to tie everything together. Let's close with the lessons that will set you on your path to freedom. I prefer this response. Start with your freedom number. Figure out how much monthly passive income you need to cover your life. Not your dream life, just your current life. That's your target. Break that number down. If you need $5,000 a month, how many income streams can cover that? Could one property bring in $1,500? Could a digital product bring in another $1,000? Could a small group coaching program add $1,500 more? This isn't theory. It's a math problem, and math can be solved. Next, pick one asset to build. Start with what you know. Teach it, package it, sell it. Don't wait for perfect. Launch, then learn. Build in public. Let others see your progress. This builds trust and credibility. Then reinvest your earnings. Buy back time. Buy tools. Buy support. Use leverage. Use credit wisely. Use circulation to keep energy flowing. Protect yourself. Set boundaries. Diversify your income. Have a plan B, plan C, and plan D. Play long games. Focus on systems, not one-time wins. Surround yourself with builders. People who think in decades, not just days. And remember this, you don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to become great. Start today, start small. Start with what you have. Because the best time to build your passive path was yesterday. The second best time is right now. If this helped you see money and freedom differently, share it. If you want more like this, hit subscribe, leave a comment with your freedom number, and welcome to the Passive Path. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of most people. You're not just consuming content, you're building clarity, and that's the first real step toward freedom. The journey to financial independence doesn't require luck. It requires a plan and the courage to follow through. If this video gave you even one useful idea, imagine what happens when you apply it. Imagine where you'll be a year from now. Not stuck, not guessing, but building. So take the next step, like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment with your thoughts, goals, or even just a watching from. And if there's someone you care about who needs this, share it with them. Your support helps this message reach more people. And that's what the Passive Path is all about, building wealth together, step by step, wishing you clarity, momentum, and freedom. Feel free to check out other videos on this channel that can help you move forward. See you in the next one.